Dark Souls 3. Here we go. Yeah, that's, yeah, there's, yeah, that's not, Huh. Huh. That's interesting. Well, it's time for a new game. We're just gonna ignore what's happening in the movie.
Yes, indeed.
Nope, skipping it. So we have Birthday Kurt Day, and now we have, there's no other names that end with Ert. Splurt Day. None of this matters. We're going pyromancy. We are starting with the young white branch. Don't care about any of the rest of this. Let's go. Speedrun time. History of the original King Kong. Oh, God, yeah. 1962. What a year. Okay, I don't know why they start you with this equipped. That's like the most valuable item to just keep not there. Here we go, speedrun. Boom. Oh, God. They're teaching them how to smoke. Oh my God! They just gave a child a cigarette! What the fuck? 1962, what the fuck are you doing? They gave a child a cigarette! Insane. Absolutely insane. What a story, Mark. Alright, time to play a good game. Kong enters public domain in 2029? Yeah. Crazy shit. Here we go. Time to shit on Gundyr. This movie may be a little bit dated. And just a little bit more insensitive. Oh my God, rolling makes sense again. Attacks, they hit when you think they will. Here we go, baby. Ow. Look at that damage. Ooh, baby, no more limited spell slots. Well, still slots, but no more hard limited spell usages. Let's go. All right. First boss down. Let's go. Here we go. Grab these homeward bones up here. Dougie. First Godzilla dropkick happens? Hell yeah. Firelink Shrine, baby! This was my home!
Well, I go to very then. Hey. Farewell, Ashen One.
We're Godzilla calling hand puppets? I have no idea about any of that.
Ashen One.
I love how they try to make it sound like scientific and real. With just like, yes, it's definitely like this real, it's very real, like a dinosaur. Definitely not a totally fictional creature, it's real. Dinosaurs, here's a ancient depiction of one. Yeah, maybe we don't go back to Skull, or Faroe Island, whatever. High Wall of Lothric. This is where shit really starts going. I'm gonna try to not do any grinding in this game, but it may be difficult to avoid later on. No, don't wake up the boys. Don't do it. They're sleeping so peacefully. All right, we got the binoculars up here. Nope. Still don't wake them up. I think this is just binoculars up here. There's like no other reason to come up here. But I might as well. Might as well get it if it's right here. Blink. Oh yeah, we will have Godzilla versus Mothra. Faro Island, did they call it? Not Pharaoh, Faro. I just like the design of Mothra the most. I quite like how Mothra looks and just gets around. Big bug. It's cool. I feel like that has a lot more, like, that can be rooted in a lot more fact than Big Lizard. Because there were actually gigantic bugs. As if there weren't fucking dinosaurs, but technically not lizards. Clear out the dragon. I just like Mothra. I just like him. Oh god. Mothra's chill in my book. I don't know why. I just trust Mothra. You know what's nice about being back here in Dark Souls 3 and not 2? We can parry again. Finally. Parrying's back on the menu, boys. Ancient species awoken by nuclear testing. I swear to God, that's just like, it's almost Parasite Eve. Where it's just like the T-Rex in the museum woken up by the mitochondria. It's like, yes, very real. Man, he didn't drop anything. What a loser. Could we get dragons screaming in Dark Souls 3? and we get Godzilla screaming in the movie. So it's just loud all around. Smoking that loud. Smoking on that loud pack. Fuck around, I'ma do what I'ma do. What you know about that? What you talking, you been fucking with the crew? Got sand on my tongue, that peer through my lungs. I cannot close my eyes. Oh, Kong is screaming. Ah. Imagine she puts her hand on that child's shoulder, and there's just like a big white handprint over it when she removes it.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Rush King Kong escapes? Which one's that? Is the more important question. Oh dear God, that's child ass. Oh dear God. Thank you, 1962, for bare ass. They really just didn't give a fuck, did they? I'm hiding this movie until... You know what? Chat, I'm not putting this on stream. I'm not putting this on stream. This, I feel like something TOS, beyond just the blackface, you know? I feel like there's many reasons. I feel like we shouldn't even hardly be watching this. I feel like there's problems inherent with every facet of this right now. Oh, dude's popping off. Boom. Could really use a better shield. Oh, I'm not locked on. That would help. King Kong predates Mechagodzilla? That's crazy. Up yours, giant lizards. We'll see who copies who. Is that a giant octopus? The fuck? Boy, this movie sucks. It's like people talking, people talking, people talking. Racism! People talking, people talking, people talking. Oh yeah, kicking's a thing in this game again. Although I'm having difficulty doing it. For whatever reason. Oh, item. An ember. Probably just about as good a time as any to start actually moving through this area. Chat, I'm gonna be real. This sucks, is racist, and is distracting. I think we need to move on to greener pastures. And those greener pastures are just actually paying attention to Dark Souls 3. Sorry to say. I think it's time that we kill this movie. There's many problems inherent with it that I think are worth avoiding. We're skipping that one. As cool as it would be to see the monkey fight the lizard, there's a lot of problems in that movie. Who knew that a movie about a monkey fighting a dinosaur could be so racist? Who knew? Not me. Hey, longsword. There we go. Oh, shit. I need a bit more dex for it. Ah, fuck. That'll take a minute. I shouldn't bother with this guy, but here we are. Thank God. Mothra does not support racism. Mothra does not do blackface. I just drop down here. Can drop down over there. Fucking wild. Yeah, it's so nice that all the combat here just makes sense. I understand it so well, the combat of this game. It just feels good. This is the system that I am most familiar with, and I love it. It's so snappy and responsive. And all the hits, they just feel good. The game looks good. What's up, bruh? Hey. Hey, chill. Hey, stop it with the fucking shield bash. Come on. Loses the oh, lame. That's always been the wildest thing. It's like, okay, so you mean that the actual dinosaur with fire breath lost to the big monkey? And that's why you have to have the quotation mark around loses. It's like, okay, the giant dinosaur that breathes fire lost to a monkey. Use some of this. That works. Dude's really bad about shielding it. Bonk. I am almost dead. Onto the ocean and Kong surfaces first. Oh, lame. Whatever. Nice floating jar. Ah, this is the location in the Big Bob Big episode. I was like, I'm peeing right now. Remember those good times. Remember the times we had. Remember the times you and me had. Broadsword. Don't have enough dex to use that either. Look, get out of here with all your sense making. Also, we're just gonna die here regardless of what we do. It's over. It's over for this life, and because we are nowhere close to a bonfire and we're almost dead. Best we can do is grab a couple of items. Hey, the Astora straight sword. That's what we really want. Best I can do, I can run down here. Never mind. That's the Estus shard right there. Oh, let me get rid of the text here as well. Also, nice thing is we are no longer bound to the confines of full screen. We get proper borderless window here. I really need enough levels to get, like, I need a better shield, and I need enough levels to use my better swords. Because this axe just doesn't cut it. Yeah. It's funny because the phrase has the literal meaning. No, God, no. Gotta run all the way down there, try to get that, ow. Try to get that Estus shard. Ow. I don't know if this guy will follow me. I think he will. I need to, like, stop him here. There's the guy. I might not even fight him. I might just full on run away from him and dash to the Estus shard. Because fuck him. Just here for the shard, and that's it. Give me that. Actually, I'm also here for the key in the corner. So I guess I'll go for that too. Cool, and we are now done with this little area. Moving on. Don't stop to fight nothing, because it is a waste of time. We are out of health. Oh, lordy. Grab some embers here. Wow, you followed me down. That's surprising. Okay. I'm okay with this. We got what we needed. Take a podium. I think we may need to take like a long BRB here soon. I'm getting hungry.
Pretty be careful.
Really be careful. Speed run. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that now. Chat, I think it's time that we take an extended BRB and I go get dinner, because I am hungry. We're gonna be gone for maybe about 15 minutes, and when I come back, we can continue Dark Souls 3. All right, I will see y'all then. In the meantime, do whatever you're all gonna do. Maybe get your own din-din. Okay, see you in a bit. Chat, I am back. I return. I still have a few chicken nuggets remaining, but I'll be pecking at them as we go. So let's continue. Dark Souls 3. Bring me your dark soul. Give it to me. Oh god, I punched the microphone. I'm so sorry. God, I'm so sorry. I'm just the worst streamer ever, huh? I already turned in my Estus thing to you. Alright, we can go free Grey Rat. Thank you, Abby. Alright, I'll stretch a little bit. Ugh. Gonna run down free Grey Rat. Wasting no time. Oh, look at how just everything is just so responsive. It's so nice. When I roll, it rolls. When I attack, it attacks. It just works. Thank you, Todd Howard. Believe in the power of Todd. Ow. Why would you hit me like that? That hurts so much. It hurts. I'm over it. What's up, man? Thanks for the ring. Yeah, Todd Howard. It just works. See that mountain? You can climb that mountain. God, it's so funny. The trailer for the Fallout TV series, where it's like it's like famous producer or whatever it is, like beloved designer Todd Howard, something like that. Something that's like really just like glazing him. Nugget. Bitches wish they had my nugs. They can't have my nugs, I have my nugs. Known liar. He really is just like... He is a snake oil salesman through and through. That is a con man if I've ever seen one. That's the wild thing about with the hype around Elder Scrolls 6, and also the hype that there was around Starfield. It's like, do you never learn? We've been through this before with Mr. Howard. We've been over his behavior. I don't know why anybody trusts a word that comes out of his mouth. Like, for some reason, Todd Howard says, like, there's gonna be all these things in the game, it's gonna be so great. And it's like, why do you believe him? It's Todd Howard. That's the last person you believe. Theodore Howard is a con man and should not be trusted. See that wallet? You can hand me that wallet. You see, that's one of the sad things about, like, the games that Bethesda puts out. It's like, people do work on those games. People probably dump their heart and their souls into working on those games. But Bethesda is just such a brutal company to work for. That's like, there's like probably whoever worked on Starfield was like, man, I'm so proud of like all the design work that I did for this game. And all like, or like, you know, like I did so much behind the scenes work designing and perfecting all these little parts of the game, and it's gonna be so great. And then Bethesda decides last minute, like, nah, we're just gonna change all that, and you have 2 minutes to fix it. And it's like, oh great, my life's work. Oh, and also the game comes out way earlier than it should. And also, yeah, so this team that we have, everybody here at Bethesda, we're gonna need everybody on their all. Everybody giving their all. To really just nail this game. How many people do we have? We have about 100 people. All right, let's stretch them as thin as possible. Let's make sure that everybody who's working here is working on a project that is way too big in scope for us to handle. We're gonna have hundreds of planets. Did I clear this by any of our team of whether or not this is possible? No, I'm gonna make them try though. Will it go well? No. It's totally fine. There we go. That's the one level I needed. Yeah, they have 450 employees. That's D and E scaling. This is D and D scaling. Sad that that's worse. There's the same weight, too. I don't really understand why that's... Oh, that scales... Wait, that doesn't scale with intelligence, but it requires intelligence. No, like, a game the size of Starfield needs to be, like... That needs to be like an all-hands-on-deck, like, 1,000-person game. Legitimately. Bethesda is just delusional. Legitimately delusional. They're like, what? We made Skyrim, and Skyrim's really big. So we can just make something a little bit bigger than Skyrim. And it's like just completely forgetting the fact that 90% of Skyrim is open fields with nothing happening. And you have to walk through those fields to get to places. You don't have to walk through those fields to get to places in Starfield. Starfield, for that reason, Starfield is 90% menus. You will spend so much time in menus in Starfield. In any Bethesda game, really. But Starfield is just like, go to place, fast travel to other place, go to other place, fast travel to other place, open menu to do whatever you're about to do, fast travel to other place. And remember that really cool thing where somebody was like, where somebody put in all of the long hours to actually travel in real time from one planet to another? And then when they got to that planet, it didn't even load correctly because you're not meant to reach the planets that way. God, Bethesda really is a company. It's like like Skyrim is so overly bloated with empty space and repetitive dungeons, and for whatever reason they thought that that was good enough to repackage and sell again. Probably because it made a shit ton of money the 10 times they sold it. But it's insane. Yeah, I got Subnautica on my Rome wish list right now. Although I've played through I haven't played through the entire game. I've seen a playthrough of the entire game. Good. We're gonna be doing Early Dancer, by the way, but we're not doing it right now. God, no, we're not doing it right now. But we will do Early Dancer later. Because that is actual speedrun shit. Subnautica is a fantastic example of an open world game, an open world exploration game that properly utilizes the space it takes up. I would go as far as to say, in Subnautica, there really doesn't feel like there's any area of the game that's not important or that's worth just skipping over. They find a way to make everything important. What up, Vort? Like, Subnautica is like substance through and through. It should be like an example of how to do an open world game. Although it gets, you know, it kind of cheats a little bit, or it's not exactly applicable to all situations because it's a survival game. And games like Starfield aren't survival, although they try to be, weirdly enough, in some parts. But like everywhere you go in Subnautica, there's something to do. And if an area is really big, that's because there's something really big in it. That's how it should be. The size of an area should scale to whatever's in that area. Because otherwise you end up with stuff like Dark Souls 1. With like overly inflated rooms that take like a minute to walk end to end. Like, I feel like so many open world games completely miss the mark on, like, the scaling of their world because they think that they just need to make the world as big as possible to be as impressive as possible. But what really happens is that they make these gigantic worlds with gigantic areas that you just, like, you know, it's almost like driving cross country, where you just stop paying attention to anything. If you put a little nail in a big room, nobody's going to notice it. I died. I don't normally die to Vort, but then again, I'm not normally this level. I'm talking about, like, open world games in general. This is like a huge issue. This is an industry-wide issue. I need a better shield. I don't know if I can get a better shield anywhere right now, though. But I can't buy 100 physical shield. We're kind of locked into this one for the moment. I think I can buy a better shield back at the shrine. at Firelink, but it's still not a shield that I really want, but it would be better than the one I have right now. Because this one just sucks through and through. It's a very difficult balance to strike in an open world game of like, how big should the world be compared to the things in the world? Because it's been proven time and again, you can't just make everything bigger. You can't just scale it up on the Z-axis and claim that your world is bigger than it is. Because how big an open world game is, like, I'm gonna use Cyberpunk as an example here. Cyberpunk uses its space really well. Not saying that it's like perfect, but it uses its space really well. And the only area that's like egregiously large for no reason is an actual dump with nothing in it. And the reason why it's that big is because it has nothing in it. It's a dump. You don't go there. And when you do go there, it's for the purpose of it being a dump. You don't want your important areas to be a dump. Dragon? And so, like, Cyberpunk is a really, really big game. It's a really big game. But it has a smaller map than some other open world games. Because it's a bigger game not in the sense of scale, but in the sense of content. Everywhere you go in Cyberpunk, there is something to do. There's something to do just about everywhere you go in Cyberpunk. And when you drive from one end of the map to the other, it doesn't even take you that long. To cross the entire city. And it's a big map, too. It's a really big map. Not as big as some other maps, but it's really big. But what does it say about Bethesda when it takes longer to walk from Riverwood to Whiterun than it does to drive all the way across Cyberpunk? Going all the way across one map to the other, going from like one end of the map to the other end of the map in Cyberpunk is a shorter trip than walking from one of 20 locations in Skyrim to another that is right next to it on the map. Bethesda's design is outdated. That is a very true statement. That its design has been outdated for a very long time. Which is again why I say that Morrowind is where it peaked. And people can disagree all they want. That's my opinion. I say that like Morrowind is the exact moment that Elder Scrolls and Bethesda started to go downhill. They struck a really good balance in Morrowind. Not a perfect game, by no means. But they struck a really good balance of a big explorable world and the scale of that world that they just never got again after.
Ashen One.
Because they just kept making everything bigger and bigger and emptier. Just painfully so. Yeah, that's a whack thing. It's like it's just normal that it's like, oh, we know our games are gonna be buggy. Remember when they said Starfield is their least buggy game on launch, and then it revealed itself to have so many other bugs? You can like Oblivion, there's nothing wrong with that. I've never played it myself. Heck, I like Skyrim. I don't mind replaying it. It's a game that I still, like, hold in importance. Although I recognize all the flaws within it now. But I really think that, like, Morrowind was, like, the turning point. Yeah, when he said it was, yeah, that you just need better PCs, and then people were still getting the problems on their, like, 4080s. And they were like, fuck off, Todd. Yeah, he's just a con artist. Todd Howard will say anything that will cover Bethesda's ass. And let's be honest. 90% of the people who are playing Skyrim and other Bethesda, like 90% of the people playing Skyrim and playing Starfield and playing Fallout 4, they have never played another Bethesda game before those. So when Todd Howard spreads his sweet little lies, they have no point of reference to know that he's bullshitting. Because Skyrim is such its own moment that has persisted for so long. Legitimately. Like, people haven't been around long enough or seen enough of Bethesda's history to know that they're full of shit. And that's how Bethesda continues to keep getting away with this. You can't keep getting away with it! Oh yeah, it didn't have a fucking FOV slider. Oh my god, yeah. And the fact that there were, like, essential mods day one. Like, day one, there was an inventory mod. Just like Sky UI. But I think it's like, it is just the problem of, like, a lot of people who are playing modern Bethesda games have not seen enough of old Bethesda. Or, like, you know, Bethesda before, like... Bethesda pre-Skyrim. They haven't seen. And so they don't know that it's just so filled to the brim with bullshit. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Remember in Skyrim also, that game, you have to use console commands to change your FOV. Still, in all the re-releases they've done of Skyrim, you have to use a console command to change your FOV. Just insane. So, like, I feel like Bethesda, their whole business model, it works the same way that I've said, like, people like Jake Paul always stay in popularity, always stay in relevance. And that's because every single day, somebody turns 12. There is a constant new supply of unfamiliar people that you can tell your old lies to and they won't know. And now we're here. Do this and go spend my levels. Yeah, by that time it is too late. They've already given Bethesda their money. Which is the last thing that really anybody should do, is give Bethesda your money.
Farewell, Ashen One.
If you give Bethesda your money, you might as well just throw it on the side of the street. Honestly.
Ashen One.
Like fucking like Jesse Pinkman. Just throwing money out the window. That's what you might as well do.
Farewell, Ashen One.
See, Bethesda makes great open world games. If you've never played another open world game. Skyrim was my first open world. And I was like, whoa, I can go anywhere. And then I immediately wandered off into the woods and died to a wizard. It's just one of those things. It's like, it's pointless to complain. Because it won't change anything, but it's just disappointing that Bethesda never sees any consequence from any of this. They can just keep doing this over and over again, like a con man moving from town to town. FromSoft game has sold as well as Skyrim did when it launched. I feel like no, Bethesda would still find its niche. Because the things that Elden Ring sold amazingly, but people still bought, like, even after Elden Ring sold incredibly, and everybody had seen a beautiful open world of Elden Ring, Starfield still sold like crazy. And then got refunded like crazy, but hey. It didn't kill the hype. But Bethesda, they just make games that are bound to get like a 3-hour-long video essay explaining what, like, how everything. Oh god, I'm gonna hiccups from the chicken nuggets. Like, they're gonna get like every single Bethesda game is bound to get a 3-hour-long video essay explaining everything they did wrong. That's just how Bethesda. Okay. You see, now that man was inside of the staircase, but because the rest of this game is really high quality, we don't point and laugh like we would in Skyrim. Honestly, the video essay will be about the same length as the average playthrough of Starfield. One of those games you have more thoughts than playtime. There's supposed to be an enemy here. And then there wasn't. I don't know why there wasn't. There's supposed to be a guy here. Sorry, Loretta. She's the one that we needed to find for Grey Rat. But, you know, she's dead. There's the guy. What are you doing down here? I just really like to see the day that Bethesda gets their comeuppance. I feel like they've already halfway gotten that with Starfield, but I still, you know, like, I still see advertisements for, like, there will be advertisements for the Xbox still that I'll see. There'll be commercials for the Xbox, and then they'll be like, they have like this new thing, it's like, play your dreams, or whatever it is. You see, if they would have learned their lesson from 76, Starfield wouldn't have happened. If they would have actually gotten their comeuppance. People still played it, they shit on it. It sold really shittily. But the thing is that Starfield is a way bigger moment than Fallout 76. Because they overpromised the shit out of it. It was something brand new. Like, it's different to have a disappointing entry in a series of games than it is to have a disappointing brand new series. Brand new title. Because everybody's like, you know, sometimes you get a bad sequel, that's just how it goes. But for something to be bad out the gate? I feel like Fallout 76 is getting the prequel treatment. Prequel treatment. Where people are just like... people are just straight up retconning history to say like, no, it's always been good. That's one of the weirdest things now. Is like, I enjoy the prequels to some extent. I recognize the charm with them. and I can enjoy my time watching them for the most part. But it is insane. The people trying to pretend now that they were always good. Just straight up lies. It's disappointing to see as well because, like, a company like Bethesda has put out amazing games before. They have, like, there's so many people at Bethesda that I'm sure are just brimming with enthusiasm to do something new and exciting and amazing. And they're so full of great ideas, and they have such a dedicated team behind it. And they'd really love to just do something new. But they're still held back by trying to meet an old business model. An old formula that doesn't work. Imagine if, like, any individual at Bethesda, any creative in Bethesda, was allowed to actually work to their potential. Instead of serving a shitty old formula. Bethesda has the potential. They have the team, they have the fan base, they have the license or the properties to do anything they want. Literally anything they want. And this is how they spend it. This is what they do. You have such a potent series like Fallout, like Elder Scrolls. Even Starfield had potential. People still trust Bethesda for some reason. They still have that. I can't exactly figure why, but they still have that trust. With some people. Like, they have every single piece that they need to make incredible video games. But they don't. They turn profits. They scam customers. They overpromise, underdeliver every time. It's just a waste. No, they have lost a lot of trust. But if Bethesda would just dig in their heels and just stop over-promising, make a, this is what Bethesda needs to do. They need to start making RoboCop Rogue Cities. Bethesda needs to start making mid-budget games. AA games. No more AAA nonsense, no more over-promising AAA. Bethesda needs to make AA games. Small promises for like 450 people in their team could make incredible mid-budget games. Unbelievable mid-budget games with 450 employees. Look at how well something like RoboCop Rogue City did. It did not overpromise a single thing. It is exactly what it is, with absolutely no lies on top of it. And it's a good game. And that's just like a random team that, like, is completely unnotable for basically anything else before then.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Like, we know that there's talented people at Bethesda. Yeah, they promise that you will be RoboCop and you will shoot people in the dick in slow motion. And you can do exactly that. It is fucking incredible. But just legitimately, if that's all they did, that's all they need to do, is just make a game and make the game. just tell people they're making a game and then make that game. That's it. It's so simple. But they're so allergic to telling the truth.
Goodbye.
Because they think they can keep getting away with constantly lying and people just trusting their product, even when there's nothing left to trust. Imagine if Bethesda did this. Imagine if they set a Fallout game, an Elder Scrolls game, anything like that. They just set one of those games in a confined space, in a small space. So let's say they did like a sequel or something to Fallout New Vegas, because that would sell really well. Imagine they just did a sequel to Fallout New Vegas, and the entirety of the game takes place within the Strip. The entire game takes place in the pretty small area, and you don't really go outside of that. Maybe you explore outside of it briefly for a mission, or you dip outside for whatever purpose. But that's where the whole game takes place. Just one area that is, just like, just maybe like 5 or 6 main buildings, just a few main streets, and a bunch of little side paths. And it's just set in that one, just like, it's like how indie filmmakers make rooms. They make bottle movies, right? They make movies that are set in like a single room. It saves a lot of budget. It keeps things nice and simple. Bethesda needs to make a bottle game. They need to keep it as simple as possible. Set a really tiny play area, and then expand inside of that space. Just take the Strip from New Vegas, and only that area, and make that a whole thing. Then you don't have to overpromise, like, oh, there's a million cities for you to go travel to. There's none of that. There's no way to promise that. And then just make it. Fuck it, make like a little mini side story. Like, you don't even have to make it a full game. Just keep your scope small, and then actually deliver the product. It's that easy. But that's one of those things that's just so sad, where it's like, they're like, people love these series. People love these franchises. No, never let Bethesda touch it. No, God, no. But like, these are things that people love, that they hold so dear to their hearts. And it's just constant betrayal. I'll be real. I could not really get into Fallout New Vegas. Because the gameplay of that, I just could not get into. Bethesda has proven, even to this day in Starfield, they cannot do gunplay. I have to refresh the area before he'll talk to me. It's just sad to see that wasted potential.
Heavens.
Grey Rat, I need you to start doing things again. I need you to open up your shop. I might need to fully refresh the area. Get some vitality. Supreme male vitality. Okay, we need to make sure that we talk to him as many times as possible. I can't quite remember what the requirement is. What boss fight you have to meet all of his things before you beat. Before you beat and you meet. But there is a boss fight that if you do not do all of his things before it, it ruins the his quest line. Yep, just a story. Bethesda sucks. They don't have to suck. So easy to say, oh, make a good game.
Well, thank you, Grey Rat.
Oh god, why did I send it to pillage? That's fine, I can just buy this from him right now. Although, we're not even that far from getting the Grass Crest shield, though, so I don't even know why I'm bothering. AAA Godzilla games. What, like, grade was the one on the PS4? I feel like maybe we could have a AAA Godzilla game now. Problem is that Godzilla would have to have a really good story. And it's like, all the Godzilla movies are like, you know, 15 minutes of action in like an hour-and-a-half movie. And so try to condense that formula into a video game. Into a AAA game needs to be like 20 hours minimum for people to not riot. And so I imagine it's rather difficult to fit that formula into the format of a AAA video game. That's another thing, is like a Godzilla game, you have to sell people on the idea of like, okay, so if you are playing as Godzilla, well, Godzilla only does so much in the movies and then fucks off for a while and then comes back. So you have to figure out like, what is Godzilla, like what do you do as Godzilla? How do you fill that time as Godzilla? Because Godzilla spends a lot of time not doing things. And the game can't just be 24/7 combat. So it's like, if you are playing as Godzilla, you have to have something to do when you aren't just destroying the city. Because then you just get tired of constantly destroying the city. And if you aren't playing as Godzilla, well, that's a really hard sell, because why is it called Godzilla if Godzilla doesn't even show up in most of this? It's not as easy as something like RoboCop, where you are RoboCop. Because that's an action movie. It's very different from a monster movie. So either way, the moral of that is just to say that it's difficult to make people care about Godzilla in that format. Because you can sell a game on that. You can sell a Godzilla game to Godzilla fans, but you won't make all of your life savings. You won't make a bunch of money for your company only selling to Godzilla fans. You maybe could have a bit better luck with that now, that there's been a lot better Godzilla media in the past few years. But it's a very hard sell. Whatever it would do, it would have to do it really, really well for anybody to even care. Yeah, Sony's been having a rough go of like PlayStation exclusives recently. That was a really, really sad thing with Final Fantasy 16. Like Square Enix and Sony, they were like, "Hey, what happened here? My game, my AAA game, it sold way under our estimations." And it's like, yeah, because it's only on the PS5, and it's Final Fantasy 16. Like, people who bought the PS5 bought it for Spider-Man and God of War. They don't play Final Fantasy. Be real with yourself. Ow. Releasing it as a PlayStation exclusive was like the game didn't even sell bad, is the thing. The game sold well for a Final Fantasy game. In all respects. But Square was still like, my sales. But it's like, nobody, like, you are going to severely neuter any player base you have by making it an exclusive. Of course, it is going to sell worse than you think. If you try and just do the math of like how many people want to buy a AAA game right now, how many people have the savings, have the money, financial security to be buying AAA games, how many of those people play Final Fantasy? How many of those people own a PS5? Just think about all of those factors combined and ask why your sales aren't what you thought they'd be. No, Square always thinks they underperform. That is true. But then again, you know, they are the company that made Final Fantasy XIV Online, which is just an infinite cash magnet. So of course they're gonna think everything's underselling. Time for one of my least favorite boss fights in the whole series. I feel like Square is one of those companies that, like, they just completely incorrectly correlate sales that didn't happen with lost money. Like, they think that because, like, they think that every copy of the game they don't sell is money they are losing. Like, they see that as losing money instead of just not gaining it. That's one of those things. If a company ever says, like, it's this much in lost revenue, what they typically mean isn't that that's money that directly got ripped from their pocket. That just means money they didn't make. And were not guaranteed to make. But they feel entitled to. That's all that is. Hello. Sorry, we're talking about the games industry. I feel like Square does make good games. They don't make the best games. But, like, Final Fantasy 16, I'd consider that to be a really, really good game. Is it a perfect game? No. But did Square do something right with it? Yeah. Oh god, here we go. One of the confusing things about Square is that, of course, back in, like, you know, whenever, Square, they merged with Enix, however you want to say it. Like, they merged their company. And so you have, like, this weird middle ground where it's like, okay, what are we praising Square for? And what are we praising Enix for? Like, where do we draw the line between these two things? Which one's which? Who did what? Kinda confusing. Almost got him. We're almost there. God, I hate this boss fight. Oh, here we go. Got him. Let's go. Wait. Okay, thank God. I thought he had 1 HP. Okay, this is the thing. This is why I got really into Final Fantasy 16. Because Final Fantasy 16 has nothing to do with any other Final Fantasy. Sure, it's the 16th game, but you can watch it, or you can play it, whatever, however you want to enjoy that, with absolutely zero knowledge of any other Final Fantasy. You don't need to know a single thing. It's its own fully contained story. Play 16 only on PC. Yeah, no spoilers here. No spoilers. I wouldn't want to spoil any of the adventures of Clive Literis. Clivalingus.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. But yeah, you can really just enjoy Final Fantasy 16 on its own, as I did. Because I've never seen or played any other Final Fantasy up to that point. And so I just enjoyed it. It was good. This is a note. It is not exactly appropriate to ask people on Twitch.tv or ask anybody on the internet how old they are. Or for any personal information for that matter. We ask that these things be refrained from.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Okay, this is the thing. Final Fantasy 16 does not have the gameplay of other Final Fantasies. Final Fantasy 16 does not have Final Fantasy RPG gameplay. Final Fantasy 16 has the gameplay of like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. It's like gameplay-wise closer to Bayonetta. It doesn't have like turn-based Final Fantasy combat. It's a completely different system. It's all real-time combat, all in the style of Bayonetta. And it does it really well. I didn't know about January. So, like, if you have never given a chance to a previous Final Fantasy game, I'll just say Final Fantasy 16 should be your exception to that. It's at least worth taking a look at. If anything else, at least watch, like watch or play, whatever your choice. Probably just, like, watch if you don't want to, like, you know, spend the money on a game like that. Just take a look at, like, the first hour of it. It has a very encapsulating Game of Thrones style story. It has very non-Final Fantasy combat and gameplay. And it has a lot of really cool side content, too. And it has really amazing boss fights, amazing boss music. It has, like, really hard-hitting characters and moments. It is, like, the Final Fantasy to get into Final Fantasy. This is the one thing I can sell you on. If I can sell you on anything of Final Fantasy 16, which I don't know why I'm trying so hard. Probably just because I enjoy it, and I'd like other people to enjoy it too. So I think that it's a good game that is worthy of some amount of respect. But if I can sell you on anything of Final Fantasy 16 that makes it worth checking out, 2 words. Kaiju battle. You want your AAA Godzilla game? You get it in Final Fantasy 16. No joke, no lies. No Howards. You do it.
Can't let you
You do the
that,
kaiju
Star
fights.
Fox.
Rima
Remu?
Hathaway Shrine rated my stream with 2 viewers.
Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Like, you see it in the first hour of gameplay. That you are just straight up doing kaiju battles. And it rules. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome in. We are still here doing the Souls Marathon. We beat Dark Souls 2 today, and we are now in Dark Souls 3. Yippee. This is my favorite of all the ones that we have played so far. If anybody's curious about my rankings on these. That doesn't interest me? You know, fair enough. Whatever. Have your own opinions. Make your own choices. If anybody's curious about my rankings of all these, all 5 games that we play here in the marathon. In order of number 1. Actually, maybe I should do from number 5 to number 1. Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1, Elden Ring, Dark Souls 3. In order from least to best. And Sekiro, I don't know where to place it because I've never played it. But that's the one we end with. Would it interest you further if I told you that the primary kaiju action is a creature that looks a lot like Godzilla? It isn't a Souls game, no, but it follows it follows a very similar formula, and it's made by the same company, so I count it. There's a reason people call, like, the more games that keep added as new fresh titles, the more it grows. There's a reason why people now say Soulsborne Ring Kiro. Or Soulsborne Kiro Ring. All these games, of course, they are different. They're their own games, and they're not exactly the same. Even Elden Ring isn't the same as Dark Souls. but they have a very similar formula made by the same company. And if you like one of the games, incredible odds are that you will like the other ones. And if he says it's not a Souls game, I'm assuming the way that he's saying that is not even as much as to say, like, I don't know the context of that quote, but I'd be willing to go on a limb and say that the context of that is to say that it's not a game in the Souls series. Because it's not a game in the Souls series. Because he has to make that distinction. It has nothing to do with Dark Souls, but it's still very similar in many aspects. It's just not a Souls game, because even Elden Ring isn't a Souls game. Although Elden Ring is basically just open world Dark Souls. I know, I'm gonna get shit for this. For the words spilling out of my mouth. But it's like, yes, they're not a part of the same series. But they are very comparable. And it's just easier to lump them in. It's so much easier to just lump them all in together than to try and make a million categories for each one. Was it the context he was using? We can still disagree with the creator of said series. Things that the reason this is not to say that, like, I'm not saying that Sekiro is a game perfectly akin to a Dark Souls game. It's not that. It's its own unique experience with its own unique gameplay. The reason why they lump in like this, why we lump it in like this, is just for the sake of organization. Just for categorizing all of this. Because otherwise, it becomes very difficult to categorize all of these different From Software games. You have to have some way of putting them in a nice container to talk about all of them. Because if you want to talk about From Software design and the way they make games, and you want to include Bloodborne, you want to include Sekiro, you want to include Elden Ring in that discussion, it's just easier to call them Soulsborne. It's just easier that way, purely for the sake of organization. But all those games, they all fit the same formula. Is why it's so easy to just categorize them all the same. Not to say they're all the same game. They just have a very, very similar formula. And if we want to discuss that formula, we call it by a word that people recognize and already know how to use. Time for this fucking guy. I like that this guy is just faster Vort. I love that his entire moveset is literally just Vort, but faster. Because, like, if you get shit on by this guy, it's like, you already know what to do. You don't have to learn anything new. Just do what you did with Vort, but faster. Literally the same moveset. Give me that sword. People try to tell me that the Irithyll Greatsword isn't good. They try to tell me that I shouldn't use it, and I don't listen to them. It's so much fun. Ice is so much fun to use in this game, and I do not care. I will be using it. Have a good day. Good day to you, I say. Honestly, I think there's about 3 or 4 anime that I care for. And outside of that, anything related to it, I couldn't give 2 shits. Anything that is related to anime that is not like Cowboy Bebop, I don't care. I care for Bebop and Bebop alone.
Ashen One.
Well, that hey,
I really can't stand anime personally.
Ashen One, me.
Unless it's like something like Cowboy Bebop that is like a very confined story. Just using it as a medium. That is like, it takes itself very seriously and is not incredibly tropey. Because otherwise I find anime to be repetitive and tropey and not really worth my time. So that's like the criteria. I was like, if you're recommending me an anime and it's not Cowboy Bebop, you're gonna have a hard time. If it's not a very concise, to the point, like it doesn't dawdle, doesn't waste a bunch of your time with filler, then I don't care. Yeah, it's incredibly common with anime that it's like, it's drawn out for so long with so much filler that by the time you actually like reach the important things, it's completely squandered. Like by the time that you reach anything important in an anime, the plot has been lost entirely. So it's like I do not, like, I'm not gonna reach the point of caring about this story to any actual degree when we just had like our 5th beach episode. And every single episode has maybe 2 important things that happen in it total. And the rest of it is just wasted time. I like a story that goes from beat to beat. And a lot of anime is very not beat to beat. It's beat, filler, 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 filler. Maybe a beat, filler, 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 filler.
Welcome.
And all of that filler
Very well then.
is always very weirdly perverted for whatever reason.
Let these souls withdrawn from their farewell, Ashen One. Me.
That's the other thing with anime, is like, why, how am I supposed to care about this main character when they are just a total fucking creep? Because like all the anime tropes are so fucking creepy and pervy. It's like, at what point am I supposed to care about this guy who's like fucking nose bleeding? Now, you see, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And when we say it's about the journey, not the destination, that means don't expect a good payoff. That's why slice of life anime does so well. I think is I just want a story that has good payoff, and anime doesn't do that. Anime will be like, it'll be tropes all the way down for 30 episodes for a generic payoff. And that's why I don't care. It's like, at what point is this story worth engaging with? If it's gonna be the same story over and over, very tropey. I'm coming down here to get a fire gem, by the way. And, the Chloranthy ring. I like a story that has an end to it. That is actually like... that actually matters. I like that this guy's moveset is literally just the demons from Dark Souls 1, but not like slow and weird. I feel like anime is just one of those things that it just wastes your time. And it does well with people who just want to waste time. And that's basically it. We got the fire gem. Pokemon is the most fillery of all of them, if you want to consider anything anime. Would you consider Pokemon anime if you watch the Japanese version, though? If you watch the Japanese version, would you call it anime? Because I can guarantee to you, I have a sibling who on the living room TV, because it comes out earlier, will watch subtitled Pokemon. And that shit is pure anime. It's definitely way more anime now than it was back in the day. I'll say that. It's way more anime now. Now, you don't care about the epic emotional journey of Ash and Pokemon number whatever? I don't even care about Pokemon at all anymore. That's a whole other topic. That I just do not I do not give a shit about Pokemon. Because that's just like Bethesda. Way to just squander a very high potential franchise by over-promising, under-delivering constantly. Scarlet Violet killed it? Disagree. Hard disagree. If we want to talk about big open worlds with nothing in them, of big overpromise, massive underdeliver, that is the essential of it to me. Oh, you see, that's not typically the context of killed it. When you say somebody's killing it, that means they're doing really good. Hey, there's all the Lucatiel stuff. Fuck it, should we be Lucatiel? Better than most of my other stuff right now. Alright, fuck it, Lucatiel time. It's so fucked up that we don't get the hat here, though. We get all the Lucatiel stuff except the hat. No, Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet was just like, that is just the most essential of all over-promising, under-delivering. That is the true peak of it. Sword and Shield was the last Pokemon game I played all the way through. Which is saying something because I didn't even beat... I didn't even beat Ultra Moon. I bought Ultra Moon and just never beat it. Because I was like, man, I just don't fucking care. Fire Sword. Dude, it's like... I cannot imagine anything in my life currently. I cannot imagine to be any more boring than playing Pokemon and watching anime. If I were to do those things simultaneously, I think I would lose my mind. Sorry, I'm eating cheesecake. I have it in a bowl. I really like that Nintendo or whatever, Game Freak, whoever, they promised with Pokemon Sword and Shield that it was going to be a big open world experience, and then it wasn't. And then they promised Scarlet and Violet was going to be a big open world experience, and it kind of was, although it was mostly empty and really, really glitchy and really unpolished. The world sure is open, like a gas station at 3 in the morning. It's open, but you don't really got a good reason to go inside. The world is open. Are there things to do in it? Maybe not. But it's open. This is unfortunate. I love how they perfected healing in this game. Made it actually, like, good to heal. Where you can, like, you can move while you heal, and it's, like, nice and it's quick. This game is so responsive. The thing, I think if you think Scarlet and Violet is good, you have to have anime brain rot. Where you're just so used to nothing. Your standard of quality for entertainment is painfully low at that point. And your expectations are non-existent. I think maybe if it's somebody who watches like modern Pokemon anime and plays modern Pokemon, I think there's some kind of wire that gets crossed in the mind that incorrectly correlates what they see on the screen with what they play in the game. Like, there's just some wire that gets crossed there. Oh god. Where they see the characters doing things and being, like, you know, characters and things happening in the anime. And then they assume that, like, all that beautiful animation, all those fun adventures, they assume that's happening to them too when they play the game. But it's just like dementia. Takes that will get me absolutely despised in the year 2024. Enjoying Pokemon is like having dementia. I make a lot of friends when I stream. Really spread a lot of goodwill. Only plays Fortnite. Yeah, that's peak brain rot. That is peak brain rot. That is the mentality of somebody who was born to consume. You don't know? I'm just gonna run past them because my favoriteest boys are back here. Honestly, at some point you do stop keeping count. There used to be a time where I knew the date of all of my family's birthdays. I don't really now. Unless it's like, you know, like a unique date that stands out. Not one of those things I actively keep up with.
Hello. This beyond the flooded.
I'm sorry, we're trying to speedrun through Dark Souls 3. I love you. Henri, I love you so fucking much. My fucking husband. But we are trying to get through this game with ease. I forgot to put on the Chlorantha ring. Right over there. Let's get it, gamers. Oh, hi, doggy. Who is it? There was like some creator recently. Maybe it was Hank Green or someone. That basically said, like, I had to look up on Google what my age is. I had to Google search how old I was. I feel like I'm already getting there. Like, I'm 22 now, and that is information I would quickly forget if it was not told to me. I have already stopped caring. I have stopped counting. And it does not improve from there. There is no point in which I begin counting again. As soon as you reach 21, it stops mattering in the slightest. At most, it matters at 25. But yeah, at this point, I don't care. I get older. Time passes, and that's just how it goes. I do not care about the passage of said time. The time happens. Legitimately, I didn't even care that much at 21. I was just like, okay, cool, this is happening now. And then I promptly moved on with life. Honestly, if you ask me on any given day how old I am, there is a chance I'll just tell you 20. Without a second thought. Hey, those aren't very positive words. We don't use those here at Poppy's Playtime. These guys are crazy. Sorcerer. Daydream. Put that in place of this. Actually, no, wait, does that help with pyromancy? I think it helps with pyromancy, yeah. That's great for you, Emmy. That's very nice. That's a very positive thing. That's very uplifting. But that is a very unique mindset to you. But happy for you, though. Got an Estus shard down here. Drop it in. Oh, I missed. Oh, God. Boy, I can't wait to own property. At this point, I'd be lucky if I can afford a gingerbread house. Waka waka. Supposedly, the housing market is on the verge of a crash, which of course is terrible for the generation before us. You know, for like Gen X. Of course, like, you know, all the people who are homeowners right now, it's terrible for them that the market's going to be crashing. And they're all very sad and distraught about it. It's not a happy thought for people like your parents. But for people in our age demographic, that has to be the best news we've heard in a while. Ah. I don't care about anything you say.
What?
Ah, I should get new pyromancy, shouldn't I? I am a pyromancer after all. This is information I have forgotten quickly. Aw, man, you don't really have much going on here, though. Nope, nothing at all. Okay.
What is it?
Need to get you some tomes.
Do not pick up. What?
It is going to be... like, when the housing market properly crashes, everybody in the generation before us is going to be so unbelievably distraught. And everybody in our generation is going to be doing, like, the fucking dance they do at the end of Star Wars. Like, it's gonna be, like, the Ewok dance party. You see, it'll be like, you know, when spiders have babies, and then they have to cannibalize their mother for nutrients. That's what we have to do with the housing market. Is that we have to just, like, we have to eat our parents' losses. I remember when that was a thing on TikTok, when people were using that song, the Driftvale City song, for like whatever memes or whatever posts, and people were like, please don't use this, is really disrespectful to Vietnamese culture or whatever, because people were like, people for some reason thought that it was a traditional like Vietnamese song, like classical Vietnamese music. And they were like white knighting it. But it's like, no, homie, this is from Pokemon, and it's actually so much worse that you just said that. Oh god. That was a brief moment in TikTok. In the history of TikTok bullshit. Need to go find that grass crest shield. It's sitting around here somewhere. It's on like the opposite side of this swamp. Hey! That was rude. Fuck you making those noises for? Get out of my face. Ha ha ha! Monsieur Crab! Oh, other thing with this game, stamina regen rates are so much better than they are in other games. Dark Souls 2 has such dog shit stamina regen. I don't think that was a Mr. Crab. Unless Mr. Krabs has eggs for some reason. Where the fuck is that grass crest shield? Somewhere around here. I know it. Oh god, the water slog. Oh god, the water slog. That it there? Hiding behind this here tree? Sure is. Alright, that's my favorite shield. Who's my specialist guy? Every crab is Mr. Krabs, truly. If you find any video... Oh, and there's my favorite armor. God, this swamp is so good to me. Oh, the swamp is so good to me. Oh, baby. We are in business. You can spell crab with a K if we're talking about Mr. Krabs. It's like capitalizing the MF in MF Doom. We're capitalizing the entirety of MF Doom. Spelling crab with a K. Capitalize MF Doom. You gotta show respect. Oh, Dark Souls 3 noob fit. As if this isn't just good early game equipment. How dare you? Can call it the noob fit all you want. Have fun using your inferior items. This fits my playstyle. Also, Dark Souls 3 noob fit. I have almost 300 hours in this fucking game. How dare you? How fucking dare you? You have stolen my childhood. As if there's any other gear that you, like, really could be using at this point. Time to go get our sorcery teacher, who's then gonna leave immediately because he's a prick. Because we aren't going to be getting him his tomes. So he's just going to leave. Hey, buddy.
Very well.
Or back. Dude is such a prick, too. I'm not getting enough knowledge here. Yeah, we're not going to go up that way yet. You see, that's all late game shit, though. That's all late game. That's one of the things about Dark Souls 3. Early game, you're a little bit strapped for options when it comes to weapons, when it comes to armor. Like, of course you get different options, but they're not good options. You're kind of forced into a couple of niches. There's a reason why this game has a reputation of like, yep, just do pyromancy, do bonehead strength, do whatever, go full Oonga Boonga caveman with fire. Because there's only so much that's like actually viable in this game compared to other games. Like especially when you have something like Elden Ring now to have for comparison. Elden Ring did numbers for the viability of magic. When it comes to any other Soulsborne game, I guess just Souls, because it's really magic in the other ones. When it comes to Souls games, or anything akin with it, like, magic was not truly 100% viable until Elden Ring. Especially in this game, this is not a game you can really use magic. And so with my first Dark Souls experience being Dark Souls 3, there was at no point in any of my previous playthroughs, even going into this game blind years and years ago, there was at no point in that experience where I thought to myself, hey, maybe I should try magic. Never occurred to me. The thought, it stayed far from mind. Oh, that's delayed. All right, here we go. These guys are gonna be tough. I'm not really equipped to deal with them too great. Oh, we can't parry that. Yeah, there's kind of magic in Bloodborne. Very different thing, though. Very, very different. There's kind of some systems there. Oh, bullshit, that doesn't parry. Bullshit. Hey, don't kick me. Rude. Excuse me. Snorlax, more like fucking Borlax. This is the true, like... You know what's great about this game? You know what makes this the best Dark Souls game? I don't care what anybody else says. You know what makes this the best Dark Souls game? You can fight Havel twice. What the fuck? I got skewed off of the other guy. That's one. Let's not step into crab territory. There's a section I remember somewhere earlier in the game, somewhere like mid-game, where you fight Havel, or where you can fight Havel, and then you can fight him again in Dragon Vale. But I know that there's two Havel fights. One mid-game, one in Dragon Peak. I don't quite recall where the other one is, but I know it exists. Got him. I may have to do some Googling to figure that one out. But I'm like 99% certain there's two Havels. Or at least two places where you can fight him. Yeah, okay. So, I guess this is where I'm getting it confused. It's in the same area. It's in the same area. It's all in Archdragon Peak. But the Serpent Summoners can summon Hovel. And so I think that's where I'm getting it confused, is that you can, at that point, you do end up fighting Hovel multiple times if you are fighting the Serpents. You can end up fighting multiple Hovels. So actually that makes it an infinitely better game, because as long as you don't kill the Summoners, you can fight an infinite number of Hovels. And better yet, and this is one of those things, this is like, people have done this before, you can lead the summoned Hovels to the real Hovel and fight both of them at the same time. It's beautiful.
Well, then.
I don't remember what. Does my Pyromancy Flame scale with anything? The same Hovel? That's a really good question. Maybe it's one of those Siegmeyer things. This technically scales with Faith. Technically. I don't think I'm going to bother with that just yet.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Yeah, if we want to get into technicality. Right, there's a Hovel cult. Am I unaware of a cult of Hovels? I imagine to be of a similar kin as like the Dark Souls 2 death cult. Heavy dudes who hate dragons, yeah. I don't know. I mean, they literally call it Hovel's armor. Maybe there's some lore that we can read up on it later when we get the armor. Maybe there's like a lore entry in there about like whether or not it's the same, like whether or not like that just comes from the same place or if it's the same person. I've seen people have Solaire's armor in this game, but I don't know where you find it. I've always seen people with it, and I have no idea where you find it. Oh, and I think... Cool, we'll go there eventually then. And try to find it. I'm gonna go grab this. Whatever it is over here. Isn't this a Pyromancy Tome? Nope, that's a Golden Falcon Shield. Where the fuck is the first Pyromancy Tome? I think it's down in the actual swamp. Maybe. Mayhaps. Perhaps. Praps. Prips. Pripyop. I think it's somewhere down here in like one of these like weird item drops in like a random corner. Something like this. Just a random slug corner. Grab by Snuggly the Crow. Buy the tower key, fire links at the tower, jump off the ledge. Okay. Okay, so you get it from Pickle P. That's good to know for future playthroughs, because I probably amped gonna do enough for that here. Grab a Sieg Bro. Oh, I could do that. I could do that. We have enough time to do that in this playthrough. That's easy. We'll get all those items naturally. Oh, Sieg Bro. You know, Capcom just did a thing. Capcom just, like, made a whatever. That, like, now you can get, like, some kind of, like, gamer drink that looks like the Resident Evil first aid spray. Like, it comes in like a bottle that looks like the Resident Evil first aid spray. From Software, they gotta make, like, they gotta partner with somebody to make Seek, bro. Shit would sell amazingly well. There's not enough game, there's a lot of gamer, like, G Fuel. It's these guys from Dark Souls. Two. Boy, parry timing is also fucked in this game. No wonder I never learned it. I thought these guys first showed up in 2. I don't remember seeing them at all in 1. Because these guys are in the Abyss. Wait, that is Dark Souls 1. Oh, I'm stupid. Chat, my brain is not working. I was like, no, the Four Kings, that's Dark Souls 2. Sorry for the misconception. I think I'm having an aneurysm. You gotta, anytime that God is mentioned in chat, you gotta preface Zilla. God, and I cannot stress this enough, Zilla. We don't have any purple moss clumps, not a one. Loving a man. There's the bonfire. That's the one we started at. I'm gonna run back there. I love the Farron wolf, which is theorized to be Sif, I guess. I don't know if that's confirmed. Which, if it is Sif, gives like a somewhat happier ending. Because they make specific mention with the Farron wolf that it's like, oh no, it's alive. We're pretty sure it's alive. Just unbreak a lot of hearts right there. You ever done so much grinding in the Great Swamp that you start to calculate the drop rates of swordgrass from these, whatever they're called, from these Gru? I've been there. And just in case you're wondering, chat, the odds are roughly 1 in 100 for them to drop a swordgrass. Actually, no, is it 1 in 100 or... No, it is 1 in 100. Because there's like a 1 in 5 chance that they drop an item. And then there's a 1 in 20 chance that that item is a swordgrass. Meaning that it comes right around to a 1 in 100 chance of getting a swordgrass from a Gru. I know in my life, in the past year, I have killed easily 1,000 of these things. Oh, fuck off. Well, foul shape. Not you. Talking to the Gru. Garls? Ugh. You see, this is a place where I had to grind here for a very specific reason. Because I had to grind for the Big Wow Big play session, the Big Wow Big playthrough. I had to grind for that. But because that's a Let's Play, that was like, you know, I couldn't go forward to make any more progress to get to a better grinding place, because that was content for the episodes. And where we had stopped just previously was right before a really good grinding spot. So unfortunately, I was stuck to grind against Gru, and I killed roughly in the ballpark of 1,200 grew. It's the most progress I've ever made with the Watch Dogs of Farron. And probably ever will make. Unless I continue that save file for whatever reason. We carry on with February Bryant. I'm just gonna spam fire at you because I don't like you anymore. I didn't like you in the first place, but this is just easier. Get out of here. I like their noises. Oh god, that hurts. Oh god, why did I do that? No, no, no. I can't be doing voices like that after doing like 12-hour stream days. I can't be doing those things responsibly. Yo, I'm gonna be real, chat. I fucking love Despicable Me. That was one of my favorite movies as a kid. And that shit still holds up so good. That movie holds up so good. I will still rewatch it. Well, I haven't rewatched it to this day. But if you put Despicable Me on in front of me, and you're like, hey, watch that, I'd be like, okay. Sure, like, you can find the minions annoying and whatever. Because they are. But, like, dude, Minions, they're designed for kids to enjoy them. And as a kid, I enjoyed them. I fucking loved Minions. I was like, dude, these guys, these silly little yellow guys, dude, they're so funny. Dude, they're so silly. I love them. What's that? They're talking about bananas? Dude, this is the best thing ever.
Well,
Dude, don't even talk to me about Minions. Don't even talk to me about Minions. Of course, my mentality around that has changed over the years, you know, now being mature. But dude, that shit hit. Dude, I also loved Rabbids. I had a Rabbids game on DS, and I was like, dude, this rules. Look at these silly little guys. You know what? I'm gonna focus on strength and dex for now. Because we have the boss fight coming up. Dude, I gotta prep for my fight. Here, take this. And do this. Allot that to magic, because I plan to use more pyromancy. I need more Titanite shards. Do you sell any right now? I'll be honest, I'm not even opposed to the Minions movie. Chat, you might lose respect for me over this, but I don't care if I lose that respect because I'm gonna speak my truth. I like the Minions movie. I found it fun and cute. And I don't care if you think less of me. It's a pretty good movie. Chat, this is what I would do. Rest here at this bonfire. Usually I'd have Chaos Bed Vestiges to do this. Sit here at this bonfire. Start chucking flames out over here. And then start picking off the stragglers. If you have properly leveled Faith and Chaos Bed Vestiges, you can one-shot those guys. All in one Chaos Bed Vestiges, and it feels so good. I am cringe, and that is based. I will never be based, and that's not cringe. There's no one I'd rather be than me. Alright, let's go burn these bone shards and go, snuff out this last candle. And light this puppy. Yeah, I gotta go back to the Firelink to burn this bone shard. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they make you go back to Firelink for it. Kind of annoying. They make you do that in all the games. Or doing this. I don't even know how many Firekeeper souls there are that you can get without doing murder in Dark Souls 1. Like, unless you go around killing other Firekeepers, I don't know what the natural maximum Estus enhancements are. Blink. Let's go say hi to the dog first. Oh, hi, doggy. Go join the only covenant that matters. Unless you wanted to play Dark Souls online from the years 2019 to 2021. Maybe 2018 to 2021. In which case, Blue Sentinels all the way. Oh, boy. Remember when that was just a big gaping issue in Dark Souls Online for several years, to the point that they had to shut down servers because there was a massive vulnerability that they did not address for several years until Elden Ring came out? So people believe this to be Sif. This is believed to be Sif. Because there's a big old dog guarding a grave in the middle of the woods. That is what is to be believed. That's like, this whole area, like literally, like if you don't know about like the areas of Dark Souls 3, why everything looks the way it is, why those are up on big old cliff faces for no reason, that's because in Dark Souls 3, we are at the end of the era of the Age of Fire. You are at the end of the Age of Fire in Dark Souls 3. And with the end of the Age of Fire, things are starting to get a little wacky. Time isn't moving how it's supposed to. Reality itself is starting to tear apart. And certain bits of land have just shot into the sky. Like, you see all that up there on that cliff face? All that used to be all the way down there. Probably about level with this wall. And then it got shot into the sky by the destruction of the universe as it's known. And so you have things like this, where it's like, okay, so like if Sif was down in like a grave, whatever, with the grave in the forest, then how come now in a forest? But how'd you get in the tower? Oh, because you have acolytes. And this all was buried underneath years of ruin and then shot to the surface suddenly. And the forest has turned to a swamp because it's begun to rot under the death of the universe. Like, this is the thing to understand about Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is like if you were playing Dark Souls 2, and then all of a sudden Lordran just shot up under your feet. That's basically what's going on in Dark Souls 3. You're in Lothric, this completely separate kingdom from Lordran and Anor Londo and all those things. But this ancient civilization that was long dormant underneath you literally just shot up from the ground like Tears of the Kingdom.
Where didst thou? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, followers are Artorias, just down there. They are literally the watchdogs of Farron. Which makes sense why they would preserve the body of Sif. It makes a lot of sense.
Ashen One.
There's a reason why when you go down into the ruins, underneath the demon ruins, you see a lot of really familiar places and a lot of really familiar things from Dark Souls 1. Even to some degree, it makes sense why if you go all the way up to the top of Firelink Shrine, if you go all the way to the top of this place, was actually, you know what? I should go to the top of Firelink now, because I can go cheese my way into the covetous Silver Serpent Ring. Like, why if you go all the way up here to the top of Firelink Shrine, you will find a dead giant. Right outside this door, the moment you step out. As soon as it loads. Here's a dead giant from Dark Souls 2. Why is this here? Of all places it could be? Why it makes no sense for it to just randomly be here? Because nothing makes sense anymore. Time flows backwards. Everything is eating itself. Reality as we know it is eating itself, and things are just here now. Why the fuck are there all the demons down underneath all the skeletons? Why is Anor Londo here at all? What's up with the castle just randomly shot into the sky? Why are there dragons in Archdragon Peak? The dragon from underneath the bottom of the tree, in the very bottom of the world, in Dark Souls 1, is suddenly at the peak of the highest mountain. Reality has stopped making sense. Yeah, them too. Oh, I thought I had a lightning urn. What were all the items again? It was lightning urn, it was thing, it was other thing, stuff I don't have right now. We'll come back here later. Yeah, like straight up just dead Quilana. Siegbrow, Homeward Bone, Seed of Giant Tree, Lightning Urn. Okay. Do I have the Mendicant Staff? I don't think I have that yet. No, I have Sorcerer's Staff and Heretics. That's it. We'll get all those eventually. But for now, check this out. Boom, coveted Silver Serpent Ring. Which actually, fun fact, is a bad idea for me to get right now. Because if I would instead choose to go get it once we reach the latter half of the game, once we go past the King's Garden, if I were to then go up there after the King's Garden, I would get a more powerful version of that ring. But I don't care, because most of the grinding we're going to do is before that. Most of what we'll need it for, at least. Also, the reason why randomly here in the middle of the swamp. Why here in the middle of the swamp is there just randomly the shadow wraiths, whatever they are, from the abyss? Why are abyss creatures from New Londo in the forest? There's no reason for them to be here. It makes no sense for them to be here, because nothing makes sense anymore. This is a backwards world, and it's so cool. Hopefully we won't really have to do grinding, but if we do, then yeah, we get Mothra vs. Godzilla. Can we verify? Can we verify that that one doesn't have blackface in it? Can we check that one? I'm a little bit more cautious now about the Godzilla movies after Godzilla vs. King Kong. I wasn't ready for that. That was a rather unpleasant surprise. Dude, it's just so, like... I used to be one of the people that's like, yeah, why would I get into the lore of Dark Souls? Why would I bother? It's so hard to find any of this information. It's all bullshit. Whatever, who cares? Play for the gameplay. Dude, if you just take the time... If you just take the time to learn Souls lore, to learn the actual stories of these games, God, are they fascinating. Oh yeah, also the Red Skulls from Dark Souls 1. Also from the Catacombs. What are they doing here? Why does this random swamp creature have them? Good questions. Am I dead? Well, that's a skill issue, obviously. That's a question that doesn't need any further answering. We know that one. That's like writing your name at the top of the test. Come on. Pot of Estus soup. I want the soup. Give it to me. Estus soup, a big and greedy nincompoop. I'm just glad that we got Dark Souls 2 done in basically the length of one stream. Because we started it at the end of last night's stream and finished it halfway through today's stream. So I'm happy about the ratio of that. I'm in gay baby jail. Miyazaki loves his swamps. What can we say? Man loves a good swamp. Yeah, it was about like, we're about 7 hours in when we beat Dark Souls 2. And these streams go about like, these streams are going on average 11 or 12. Every single day I continue this marathon and you keep you keep acting as if this is the first you are hearing of any of this information. As if this has not been explained in detail. What these streams are. Absolutely incredulous. I'm just gonna run away from this guy. And this guy. Time to get my ass beat the moment we leave this cutscene. Run! Over bones. Are there items back here that I might want? Yes. Am I going to bother getting them? No. 2 reasons. Sluggish swamp water and basilisks. They make a pretty good recipe for things I don't want to deal with. We are going to run straight back to the bonfire, and we're going to go do the thing with the stuff. Bed to go, I should. To bed you go. I'm trying so hard to remember where the first Pyromancy tome is, and I just can't. I cannot remember where it is. I feel like it's somewhere in this ballpark, but I think I'm wrong. I think it might be all the way down, like, maybe even further than the Catacombs. Hard to say. My memory, it fails me. After so much Souls. The fact that I couldn't even remember that the Abyss was in Dark Souls 1 earlier really speaks volumes. Yeah, I know you get, well, actually you get a staff from the dead spider lady. You get the Izalith staff, which doesn't make sense because it's not used for pyromancy, it's used for sorceries, and I really don't understand what that decision was for. I guess you can use it for hexes or something. Whatever. Fog wall behind. Wrong. It's bedtime. It's fucking bedtime. Let an army of demons rock you to sleep. It's bedtime. It's fucking bedtime. Right in the butthole. Yippee. They really built up the length of fully charged charge attacks in this game, didn't they? That takes way longer to charge in this game. Then you can do that. Get some real good stance breaking going. Titanite scales. Great magic weapon. I'm not gonna bother going that way. There's nothing I need over. Well, you know what? No, we can go fight that Black Knight. Have a little bit of Dark Souls 1 nostalgia. Accepted. Here comes the parry check. I feel like they're shorter in this game than they were in Dark Souls 1. Weirdly enough, the Black Knight, I feel like they're shorter. Okay. Yeah, that's not the same as it is in Dark Souls 1. That's not how that goes. I parry you and then you die. But now your attacks are different and I can't just parry you and you die. What the heck? Bro. Yeah, that's definitely pretty slow, that fully charged strong attack. I almost never strong attack in this game. Visions of treasure. Be wrong. I don't know why I'm checking those things as if I don't have almost 300 hours in this game. Oh, that works. Wait, what? Doesn't let me do the parry initially. Pressing the button, nothing was going on. Yeah, they're definitely different than they are in Souls 1. Definitely different. But I usually just go for backstabs in this game over parries. Parries are very risky. Like there, I parried and I still took a bunch of damage from it. But if I would have gone any earlier, I'm pretty sure I would have just missed. Because they really changed a lot of the timings of it in this game. It's still easier to do than Dark Souls 2, that's for certain. But it's way riskier than it is Dark Souls 1. Gotta strike a balance, you know? You ever shove a pinky up your bow? Maybe a couple quarters? There's the fair wrinkle. Fair wrinkle. What's his name? Robert Van Winkle. Why'd he change it to the rhymes with Winkle? That guy's mad. Dare I say it, hoes mad. Hoes mad, hoes mad. Hoes stay mad. Now that's the other thing also. The fact that we're finding Dark Souls 2 items here. Golden Falcon Shield. That is a Dark Souls 2 item. Why do we find it in the swamp? Good question. You will not be getting an answer. Your answer was already given to you. I should go draw out my true strength. For all I know, it may be a case of we need to draw out our true strength before we even fight the watchdogs. That might be the trigger for this.
Oh, I'm we pilgrims, but those, we, then shall be.
Okay, we can get one right now.
Be safe.
Be safe, champion of Ash. Some of my iconic voice lines in this game. Really be careful. Not being the least of them.
Do not what?
Really be careful. Ah, you, well met.
You.
That opens up some new infusion things.
Pretty be careful.
Really be careful. Ashen one.
Ah, well. Ashen one.
That's the one. Ashen one. It's all so iconic. At least to me. It matters to me, okay? Don't think we have quite enough for a level. Yeah, it takes 6.6. We don't have that. I don't really have anything to sell either, so. You know what we do?
Ashen one.
You know what we go do? We go kill. Just a little bit of killing. The easiest to do it from the Keep Ruins. Is our best grinding spot right now. Just gonna get a level. And then I'm gonna die a bunch of times to draw out my true strength. So we don't mess up the on request line. Although I don't really want to focus on doing quest lines for this playthrough. I still do not want to, like, it doesn't take much effort to do it. It's very minimal time investment to do that quest line, and I really like that quest line. So I'd rather do it. That and all the stuff with Yuria of Londor is my preferred ending. So I'd rather just, like, put that little bit of effort for that. It's worth it to me. I care. I care, Rumba. Let's get another into, yeah, I could do attunement to get better magic. We can throw more fire. Maybe that's something I should focus on later, I don't know. Regardless, we have some business to attend to, and that business is fucking dying. We gotta draw out our true strength.
Oh, then be safe.
And back we go. You can do this 5 times. We've done it 3 times now. And once we've done it 5 times, then we successfully begin Henri's quest line. Scream. Up.
Oh, then
Up, Yoel.
be safe.
Champion of Ash. That should be the last one we needed.
Oh, as I have said, alas, but I can't. Perhaps I believe we built it. As I have, we.
Okay, just making sure.
As I have, perhaps we.
If I go refresh this area again, I'm pretty sure that we should have a new visitor by the name of Uria of Londor. Urethra of Londart. If you remember, that's what I wanted to name my Dark Souls 3 character in last summer's playthrough. I wanted to be Urethra of Londart, and there wasn't enough characters. What's up? Alright. We don't need anything with you for now. We don't need to talk to you until we get, like, through the catacombs, I think. Alright, let's go beat the Watchdogs of Farron and start the catacombs. Which I might want to get a mace for, but I would have to upgrade said mace. Which takes souls. Oh shit, I have another Estus shard that I haven't used yet. Hang on. Hey, before we get into this boss fight, I want to thank our sponsors, Estus Shard. Thank you, Estus Shard, for sponsoring this boss fight. Now, Estus Flask is the one thing I drink to keep me battle ready. All the energy I need for all of my gaming. Estus G Fuel. Honestly, From Software, if they were just a little bit greedier, if they would just be a little bit greedier, think of it. We could be drinking Siegbräu and Estus flasks. Come on. Lose a little integrity, why don't you? You know what's so funny? Is that the first couple times I played through Dark Souls 3, I was like, man, I really wish that you could upgrade armor. And then I realized, after I had played Dark Souls 1 and 2, I was like, I don't want it anymore. No, I don't want it anymore. I was wrong, I'm sorry. God, forgive me. I want to stay out of the way of the Dark Wraiths, if I can. They're just gonna go on their tear up through the path here. Just let them do their thing. Let them wear themselves out. They have a lot of energy. Gott im Himmel. God, there it is. Put them through the blender. Chat, you know something that I have had happen before? I've had 2 different glitches happen here at the Watchdogs of Farron. 2 separate glitches happen in the Watchdogs of Farron. I have had a Dark Wraith enter the boss fight and kill the Watchdogs for me. And I have fallen through the floor when leaving the Watchdogs and going into the catacombs. I don't know why. I just have such terrible luck with this area. Actually, really great luck and then terrible luck. Someone sign right here. Blackhand Guard. Summon you and I'm gonna run inside. Ow. Ow. Hey, chill. We're going in. There we go. We got him inside. I think we got him inside. That would be... Oh, no. Oh, but it would be so funny. It's so funny to have the Dark Wraiths fight against the Abyss Watchers for you. Damn. Dude, he is going off. I feel like he's not normally this active. Maybe it's because I always have a summon. So usually the attention is divided, but I feel like he's not normally this fast. Ow. This is immediately getting out of hand. This is gonna be a multi-attempt fight, I can tell now. Doesn't always end up that way, but this is just not happening. He's been going real hard on me since the beginning, so... Started at a really bad disadvantage. Shit. Come on. One more hit. Alright. Hopefully we can keep Goddard alive into the second phase. At least long enough to provide distraction. God, Abyss Watchers is such a cool fight. This has to be one of the best fights in all of Dark Souls. Both in terms of mechanics and thematically. It's so good. And it breaks the curse of Dark Souls' issue of having a multi-enemy boss fight in a tiny room. This is an appropriately sized room. For a boss fight like going this hard. Goddard, I could use a little help. Fuck. We're gonna die here. That's just a guarantee of life. There's no shot that we survive this boss fight first attempt. We're pretty fucked here. It's unfortunate, but it's true. We're gonna have to do this again. Unless I can just somehow no-hit the rest of this, but that's not happening. Yeah, let's not be delusional here. I feel like I'm normally a higher level going through here. Or normally I run something different. Or it could just be a combination of factors that just is throwing off my groove. Maybe it was the getting my ass beat by the Dark Wraiths before even walking in there. So many possibilities. Or maybe I just don't do... You know what? I think oftentimes I don't summon at all, do I? Because then I can do a lot more damage in the second phase. I think that's how I typically do it. It's like I don't bother with the summon. Because it does make it harder in the first phase to not have the summon. But it makes it harder in the second phase to have a summon. Because that's where you really want to just, like, kill him. And look, we do a lot better damage now. God, Abyss Watchers are just... It's such a cool fight. They're so cool. I love that they are the Dark Souls 2 Death Cult. And also, you hear a bell ring. You hear a bell ring when a new one spawns in. So that also, like, calls back to Dark Souls 1 with the Belfries. It's so weird. Sometimes they damage each other, sometimes they don't. I don't really understand it. That's right, get cyberbullied. Hey, don't cyberbully me. Drink. All right, we're doing pretty good. This is definitely one of those fights you have to have a lot of patience for in the second phase. Like, this is very important to just, like, watch and learn. Just pay close attention. As close as you can. And just wait. Don't look for opportunities. Wait for the opportunity to arrive. Like this. That's an opportunity right there. I'm scrub rolling. I gotta stop it. Honestly, the best way to fight this guy, just imitate him. Straight up, just imitate him. Do what he does to you when you approach him. That is our first Lord down. Yippee. Give me those souls. There they are. Man. Boss fights in these games, so good. So dang good. I love that since this is the game that I have the most time in, I have the illusion of competency at these video games. On occasion. Okay, it's time to buy a mace. Hello, I'd like to buy a gun.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Need to buy a mace, and we need to buy about 10 Titanite shards if I can. Thank you.
Ashen 1.
Because we need to upgrade this mace for skeleton killing. This mace is exceptional at skeleton killing. Shit, I'm one short. It takes 12 total for full Titanite shards. You need 12, like each tier takes 12 of whatever it is you're trying to upgrade with.
Just wasn't it?
It's a very easy to remember system. I appreciate it for that. Yo, I preach what you do. Dog, preach. We could just go for raw or whatever. Be better to have heavy, but we don't have that currently. Actually, what we should do at this moment, we should get this key
Ashen.
and go get an NPC. Not an NPC that we particularly need to have, but you know, there's no sense in not getting them. I would like a little bit more dex, please. Thank you. Reesh. Let me go talk to Yuria, because I think you may have a thing going on now. What's up, girl?
Speak honorable, Obek.
Yeah, you're telling me, like, basically, Orbeck of Vinheim sucks, is what she's kind of saying. Alright, let's go get an NPC. And also a couple items along the way. Oh, not there. That's not the place I wanted to go. Fucking love Dark Souls 3. God, I fucking love Dark Souls 3. Right this way. I never got that Titanite little thing. I don't need to. Right here. This is also where you can get your sins forgiven. Is at this statue. Oh, you know what? There's skeletons down here. Let's try out our new mace. What's up, Skelly boys? Wakey wakey. There you are. Nice thing about the skeletons in this game, they do not often respawn. And if they respawn, it is a limited number of respawns. There are no skeletons in this game that infinitely respawn. If a skeleton respawns, it'll respawn once. And that's it. Beyond that, it will not respawn. A system that they got really good in this game, and I think they perfected in Elden Ring. Because in Elden Ring, I really like how they do skeleton respawning. Elden Ring does it that skeletons, when you knock them down, you have to kill confirm them on the ground. I'm pretty okay with that system. It makes for an interesting challenge. But they added the additional thing for it of that... Oh shit, I'm heavy rolling now with this. With the mace. I didn't know my build was that delicate. But they also made it so that, if you use holy weapons, which holy sucks a lot in Elden Ring, it's every single boss is strong against it, so it never matters. But if you use holy weapons against skeletons, they don't respawn at all. They stay dead if you kill them with holy damage. So it's like, it's a system that makes sense. That is like, there's a very reasonable way of dealing with it under normal circumstances. And even if you want to avoid those circumstances, you can. If you're running a faith build. And it like makes sense in like thematically too. Like, oh yeah, holy damage with like, that, of course that'd be really good against the undead. They don't even explain that either. That's not even a thing that they ever explain in Elden Ring. That's just something I happened upon when doing a faith build. I was like, wait a minute, these skeletons aren't respawning. Alright, go home. This guy out here. This guy sucks. I should just kill him now. Maybe I should.
What is it now?
Nah, I don't care enough. Back to the shrine bonfire. We can't get Titanite shards just yet, but we should start finding those down in the place that we're going to. Hey, buddy.
I just dropped in. This
Guy sucks so much. Up. She's your faith teacher. And she also sells the Saints ring, which I don't need, but it's there.
Have a pleasant.
Now, a lot of enemies in this game will, like, you can, as long as it's confined to, like, one attack, most enemies will just brush off damage like that. Because they don't want it to be immediately like, oh, because the thing is that if you, like, drop on somebody's head from a tiny ledge, it'll technically do, like, 1 damage. And so they don't want it to be, like, if you accidentally hit somebody, then your relationship with them is ruined, and then they're dead, and it's a pain to try and deal with.
Ashen.
They wanted to completely avoid that issue. And so they give it so, like, you have to attack them a couple times to make it explicitly clear that you're trying to kill them before they aggro. Which is great that they added that, because I'd rather not go into what happened between me and Siegmeyer in Dark Souls 1 the first time I played it. Rather not remember those times. Let's just say he wasn't happy. Let's just say afterwards I wasn't happy.
Ashen 1.
do not think what.
Wasn't a very good time. I still feel bad about it to this day. I still feel so bad about it. I get the same pit about it as I do about Horus. Oh, God. Nothing in the entirety of Souls hits me quite the same as, like, there's two different quest lines in this game that concluding them, or at least reaching pretty deep in them, one of them concluding. There's two different quest lines that doing it is just, like, guaranteed to just ruin me. It's so horrible. We could go the normal way or we can go the secret way. I'm gonna go the secret way. I think we should be able to do both of those quest lines in this playthrough, because both of them I don't have to go too far out of my way to do. And both have pretty good rewards for doing them. That's the nice thing about this game. You get really good rewards for completing quests. Pretty worth your while. Yoink. Look at that. Shortcut straight to the important part of the dungeon. Also, Bone Ball. Boner Ball. There's our bonfire right back there. And you may think, okay, we're done with that thing. Now that thing has our next bone shard in it. I love these I don't like these skeletons, to be dead honest. It's so annoying to deal with the pots that they throw. And also the fact that they parry you. That's pretty annoying. But God, are their hats so funny. Scimitar. Curved swords. Just waiting for this bone ball to break open. Because then we get to upgrade our flasks again. Come on, Bone Ball. Do I need to lure you into attacking this stronger? Perhaps. Let me do that. I love how it's still hitting enemies up there. Come on, Bone Ball. That'll do, Squid. Nope, still not yet. It's getting there. Give it another once around the block. Come on, buddy. Come on, I need that bone shard. Come on, buddy. Come on. I'm ready for you. Oh, come on. Come on, man. Come on. Give it some passion. Give it some feeling. Also, I like the explanation. There's like, no, you can't just open up this gate here. The bone ball broke the lever. The big round idiot. It broke the gate. Ah, man. I may need to go all the way to the end of the hall before it, like, scripts it. Give him the bone. Give him a good old boning. That's right. See how he likes the taste of my poopy pop. The bay dabbing bay day boum. That's right, boss. Bay dabbing bay day boum. I fucking love ProZD. I don't know what he's been up to recently. But dude, he's so fucking funny. And really talented as a voice actor. He's in God of War Ragnarok, and I love him. In God of War Ragnarok. He's a little squirrel. He's Ratatasker in God of War Ragnarok, and I love him. Stop with the stupid chime! He's so great. He's just a little guy. Uh-oh. Speaking of little guys. I like these jars of humanities. Karthus Milk Ring. That boosts our dexterity, so I may just slap that on. That seems worth it to me. At this moment in my life, I find that to be worthwhile. In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows. These big rolling guys are going to be a problem in just a moment. I'm gonna lure out this skeleton first. Never mind, he's just throwing purple. I think that's all he does. I think he just throws purple for a living. I had a cousin who threw blue. I had a cousin who threw up. Come on over here. Take this. Idiot. These guys fall apart. They literally fall apart if you use a bludgeoning weapon against them. I just don't have the vitality to do that just yet. Nice fucking weapon. You gotta use the environmental hazards to your advantage. These traps here, they don't just serve the enemies. They're just here to be used however you please. Gotta be resourceful. Bear Grylls. When you're out in the wild, you gotta be resourceful. Chat members only want one thing, and it's disgusting. Roly-poly. Bully his ass. So right back here, if we walk around this hole, we get our very first large tiny... Never mind. If we walk around over here... and walk right back here, we get our very first large Titanite shard. I knew it was here somewhere. I don't know when it happened that my chat became very saturated with horny furries. I don't know when this occurred. I don't know what the catalyst moment was. Hard to define. I'm gonna go back to Firelink and see what I get for the Abyss Watcher Soul. I think I have, I don't think they drop anything that I want, so I might just spend these. I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a love and I know that it's alright. Oh. Whoa, sup, Ludlith? Yeah, they drop, yeah, it's either a great sword or a great sword. I don't really want either of them. No, thank you. Moving on. Goosh. Skadoosh. Man, I'm kinda... Look, I'm like halfway between... Like, I am excited that we're getting a new Kung Fu Panda. Because I love Kung Fu Panda. But I am also mortified that it is going to just be terrible. Because, like, Kung Fu Panda 3 is my least favorite of them. And I know that they've been kind of doing whatever with the animated series. That's just kind of been whatever. So at this point, like, I'm kind of scared to see what they're going to do with Kung Fu Panda. Because I really don't know. And I really don't have a lot of faith in the new movie. Unfortunately for us, this bone ball doesn't break. He's a ball buster. Safe zone. And it wouldn't be a Dark Souls if we didn't have giant rats. And what else do we always have in Dark Souls, chat? What else is always in Dark Souls? That's right. Pinwheels. Oh, baby. I love how they look in this game, too. They are still annoying to deal with, but God, do I love how pinwheels look in this fucking game. Because it is literally just a skeleton and they are just tied onto a wheel. Other games, they've kind of like straddled it in a weird way. And they've tried to make that make sense. But no, here they are literally just tied to it. It's so silly. Look at him. He's wearing a wheel like it's a big diaper. Big old diaper pinwheel baby. Oh, also these dropping slugs. They really nail it all. Just right here. Greatest hits. I should go back here and get an item that I often miss. I love that, like, also, these skeletons, the pinwheel skeletons, again, they're pretty annoying to actually deal with. But it's so funny that they are just a skeleton, and they are just tied to a wheel. And that wheel, every time they stop, they do, like, an Akira slide. Like, this is, they're like, yeah, you see these wheels, baby? Check out the new ride. Vroom, vroom. 0 to 60 in 30 paces flat. Like they're doing like a cool slide for what is arguably the silliest enemy in all of Dark Souls, and I just appreciate them for that. I really appreciate that. Oh, another thing that can happen here. This guy can just go through the walls sometimes. It's not a problem because you still get his drop, but it just happens. Fire gem. Why would I? Fire is my most valuable employee. I realize now that I made a joke about the wrong word in that item. I should have said gem is my most valuable employee. But no, I said fire. Keen viewers may note that this is because I'm dumb. Really, if you're really astute, you may notice. Oh, thank God. I didn't get the, like, random RNG for them, like, all to spawn. Oh, thank God. You see, oftentimes, I say words faster than I think those words. I make the joke faster than I think about the joke. And we get situations like that quite a lot. No! Fuck, I missed Henri in the earlier part of the dungeon. Oh, God. You know what? There's no time. Fuck Henri. We're not doing the quest line. Sad you can get that on your fucking iPhone. Come over here, skeletons. But don't give up, skeleton. Bye-bye! There they go. Alright, we got a boss fight up here. I probably shouldn't go do this with as many souls as I have. But I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. I truly... And I mean this truly. Don't care. Here we go. It's not the hardest boss fight is the reason. I got pretty good odds here. The best odds? No. Hey, Sorik died. Well, now I should go back. This is a lot. I feel like I'm not using pyromancy enough to justify that. Actually, maybe I don't need the Chloranthy when I already have the Grass Crest. Let's do this. Alright, fine. I'll go back to the fucking shrine. Spend my, like, 2 levels. Fine. Ugh. I get this game take longer. Come on. You know I hate Dark Souls 3. Ah, but I want to spend longer here. Get real.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Here we go. Catacomb of Karthus. Catacombs? Why not the Dogcombs? Snorlax, more like fucking Borlax. Yo, fuck you! Snorlax fucking rules. Snorlax owns you, dude. You can't live 10 Pokemon. I love these skeletons scrambling to get back into place when I reloaded the area. Hey, rat. Why is the camera so far away? Oh, God. That's not supposed to happen. That's a bug. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, he made it. Hey, rat, you want to go fight Volnir with me? Here, rat, come on, let's go fight Volnir. Come on, buddy. Yeah, here we go. We're on an adventure. Aww. No, he's too fat. It's fine, he'll be here for emotional support. Here we go. High Lord Volnir. Hayao Miyazaki. Hey, buddy. Oh, there's the Pyromancy Tome. Aha. That's where it is. I really wonder why there's so many bosses in Dark Souls 3. It's like, hit the weak point until it takes massive damage. Both of them pretty early that do this. There's a lot of gimmick fights in Dark Souls 3, but I don't mind the gimmick fights in this game. Because they're cool. Get that hand over here. Also, dodging actually makes sense in this game is nice. Compared to the other games we've been playing. The dodges actually, like, have real timing. Got him. See, that's why I wasn't concerned. It's just a gimmick. It's not even a real boss fight, really. It's just a damage check. Hey, yeah, get your ass back in the cup. That's right. Get your ass back in the cup. Damn, they put his ass in the zoo, pals. Ate my girl's ass off a zoo, pal. Oh no. Oh no, it's happening. No, the brain rot. Jesus. It's not that funny. It's truly not, by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. But damn, saying you're gonna eat someone's ass on a zoo, pal. Whew. Oh, that's something else. I don't think Volnir has anything valuable. It's all holy stuff, which we're not running. But we're kind of running Faith, but holy still sucks in this. He's got like Black Serpent. I don't need that. I don't want that. I think I'm good without it. I'm just gonna pop a level for that because I don't need that Vex or that Hex. The only thing I really need there is just gonna be Chaos Bet Vestiges, which we are fast approaching getting. Thankfully, I love it. Best pyromancy in all of Dark Souls. IMO. IMHOMO. We'll have the old lady in Celeste at the start. It's like. Whip. We're not gonna go up there yet, because there'd be literally no point. We gotta go back this way first. Actually, we don't even have to go down this way at all. To be entirely real. We don't have to go down that way at all. We actually need to go towards the deacons. So I guess we're gonna start make way there, yes. Yes, start make way there. We start that at this bonfire. Never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend. No, you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend. Waste the chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again. The way I dance with you. Oh, whoa. Ooh, woo. What's up, buddy? I'm just gonna go kill the big lady real quick. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. This is whatever. This is one of those fights that you just kind of want to face tank through. Honestly, just like you just kind of want to tank it. Where are you spawning? There you are. Let's keep her ass stun locked as long as I can. Keep an eye out. Oh, it's still the single face. Weird. Now it's double. Which one is it? You. Just face tank it. Don't worry about whatever. Just focus on pure damage. Keep her stun locked. Okay, maybe focus on healing when that happens. When is it? You. Urple. Why is she Urple? And Hoomst. Is it you? You. Gotcha. Nice scream. Alright. That is another boss item that we don't need, too, so I'm gonna go spend that. That's just one of those trivial fights of the game that it's like, she's just kind of in the way. She's nothing special. She's literally nobody special. Just a random witch in the woods. This is the latest one of these streams that we've done for the marathon so far. Other ones usually end like about half an hour before now. But this one's actually going to go until like 12 hours. We're getting there. We're really doing it. Is that a good thing? Up to you. It's all about like your perspective, man. Dude, it's like all about like persnickety. Or Spocko. Or Simon. Purchasing of illicit items. What's up, Lizard? Bye, Lizard. I miss him. What's up, Lizard? Bye, Lizard. I don't miss him as much. I feel like I should, but... I mean, you're not supposed to pick favorites, but man, I have favorites. They gotta be real. I know it's wrong, but like, that's just how I feel. Speak your truth. Another Dark Souls 1 thing. There are 3 enemies here that are directly from Dark Souls 1. The forest of Dark Souls 1, to be specific, right next to the Cat Covenant. Just another one of those things. You. We match. What's the knife about? Calm down. Hey, buddy. Chill.
I killed the dinosaurs. The Ice Age.
Yeah, parrying is real slow with most shields in this, isn't it? You really gotta have a buckler if you want to focus on parrying, don't you? Just real tricky. Definitely not as easy as it is in Dark Souls 1. I can tell you that for sure. That is a fact of life. I forgot to turn in the Pyromancy Tome again, which means that I probably could go get Fire Orb right now, which would be better. Although I wouldn't really have the mana for it. But you know what? We'd still have it. To have and to hold. Got him. Paladin's Ashes. I think we can buy large Titanite shards now with that. Maybe. Maybe wrong. Hydrating is a good idea. I'll do that when I'm done fighting these guys. Oink. I don't remember what's actually up here. Ah, just a gorgeous view. I believe this is probably where a player would spawn in invasions. Left ahead shield. What a bizarre message. Oh, you left a gesture with it too. I mean left ahead shield. Oh, it's like an enemy over there? Maybe? Oh, I don't quite recall. Go fight Spider Guy. Who is, since gotten a significant strength improvement since Dark Souls 1. Honestly, I feel like it's so easy to just, like, space out NPCs in this game. Like, if you're doing strong attacks that, like, have the capability of stunning, it's so easy to just space them out. Give me that spider shield. I'm not going to use it, but I want it. A nice trophy. A remembrance of Dark Souls 1 as well. You want to chill? You want to not shoot me with the crossbows? Can we not do this right now?
Let you do that, Star.
Hey!
Uncle_Grumpus rated my stream with 16 viewers.
Uncle Grumpus, thank you for the raid! Welcome in, welcome in! Raiders, if you are new here, you don't know what's going on. We are on day 3. We're pretty close to wrapping up for the night. But we are on day 3 of our Souls Marathon. So far, we have beat Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2. We are a considerable portion of the way through Dark Souls 3. We're just starting this tonight. Oh, God. And once we beat Dark Souls 3, it'll be Elden Ring and then Sekiro. So if you want some good background noise, or if you really like the Souls games and you want to engage with this over the next few days, feel free to stick around. And if you don't care about any of this, well, that's you know, that's a you thing. I don't know how much people really care about Dark Souls these days. With Elden Ring existing, I don't really know how much people care about Dark Souls 3. And also just Souls games in general. I know that they've always kind of had their niche. That dude is fucking dead. I'm gonna go grab this Estus shard right here. That's right, I know where items are in this game. I've played it several times. This game is about maybe 16 to 20 hours in length, and I have probably about 260 hours in it at this point. So I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. If you want to see semi-competent souls playing, this is the place for you. If you want to see somebody occasionally die to enemies and bosses, and just kind of streamlining through the game, this is the place for you. If you want to see my asshole, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. You're gonna have to go to your dreams for that one. But if you want to see me be an asshole, no, that'll happen right here in real life. Really, Dark Souls is all about family. Dark Souls has always been about family.
It's my family. I'm talking about family. Take the outer space. Family.
Did what? Pretty big.
I feel like I would only attract degeneracy with things like this if I did actually show my asshole. That would be what would actually attract the degeneracy. Degenerous.
I'm afraid I can only. I'm afraid I
Oh yeah, you can't use this.
not big what it.
I can't remember where the pyromancy tome is that you can use. I think it's somewhere in the forest when I passed it. I know it's whatever her name is down in the profane capital, in the prison, in the Irithyll dungeon. She's the one that I can give that to. I think somewhere back here in the Road of Sacrifices. I think I missed. Close as a last resort. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Keep that one in the back pocket or the front pocket.
There's no such thing as bussy. It's just man-ass.
I think there's a pyromancy tome somewhere here in these woods that I missed. And maybe I should go look for it, because I kind of want to do pyromancy stuff. I just don't remember exactly where it is. I just know it's somewhere here. And I don't recall it beyond that fact. Maybe it's... if I go from here, off to the side, maybe it's that way? It's unfortunate, all the people who know anything about Dark Souls and have any experience with it, they left hours ago. And I'm on my own here. And you would think I would know things. But consider the fact that in the past, in the 2 days before this day, I played all the way through Dark Souls 1 and 2. My knowledge is a little bit hazy. It's hazy at best. I may have to do a little bit of Googling to remember where this is. Oh, that's thank you. That's thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, of course. Oh, God. That's what happened when I tabbed out. The thing we're looking for, the pyromancy tome that we're looking for, the wiki just says it's next to the crab. It's just as like, it's next to the crab. And you know where that is. That's easy to get information. Go here and go up this ladder. Look at that scabbard just dangling. I think it's happy to see me. Pyromancy Tome is literally just sitting right over here. It's an item right over here in the water that I ignored. Because I was like, nah. I know where it is, and it wasn't where I thought it was. Motherfucking crab. Feeling so fly like a G6. Okay, bye. There it is. And all the Conjurator stuff. I don't know why the crab disappeared. I think it got stuck on some geometry and just dipped. Normally it goes back to its default position though, which it did not. It would like unemerge. Or no, re-emerge rather. Unsubmerge. Which I imagine many chat members are going to do at the end of the subathon is unsubmerge. All right, Corn Effects, I got a book for you. Bought it from the library. Ah, who am I kidding? I stole it from the library. I would like Fire Orb now. Thank you.
Do not worry.
Do not worry. What are you? Oh, I have ashes for you too. Forgot about that. Still can't buy Titanite shards. Shardy Triflin. He must be from Dirty Docks.
Ashen 1.
Bitches hate to see a shoddy get low. Alright, back to here. Cleansing Chapel. I don't know how far I'm gonna go tonight. No idea. But I have a little bit more fight in me. But I spend a lot of time cruising at the boxing gym. Got a lot of fight in me. I gotta stop saying words like sometime. Start making our way towards the Deacons. There's a really good greatsword around here somewhere. Is it here? Sure is. Okay, so now if we want a greatsword, that's the one we're gonna use. Astora. Henri of Astora. I like how infinitely recyclable Dark Souls is, because you always have the same objective, but they set up early in Dark Souls lore that it's like, oh, there's just all these different kingdoms, and not a single one of them is actually special, because the only place that actually matters is Anor Londo or, like, Lordran. Lordran was the only place that actually mattered because it had the lords, but you already killed all the lords, so now every place is kind of just equally important. And you can just go anywhere. That's how we can have games in, like, Majula. That's how we have this here in Lothric. Because it's just like, nothing matters anymore. None of this is important anymore. Although I'm pretty sure they're done with the Dark Souls series. The only thing they could truly do with Dark Souls at this point, like, Dark Souls 3 is supposed to kind of be the send-off of Dark Souls 3. Yes, Dark Souls 3 is the send-off of Dark Souls 3. I'm so good at speaking right now, dude. Dark Souls 3 is supposed to be the send-off of Dark Souls. And if they wanted to do another Dark Souls at this point, they would have to explore uncharted territory. That uncharted territory being the hypothetical question that they have always kept in their back pocket in case of emergency, which is what would happen if you instigated an Age of Dark? And so, unless they want to explore that question, which is the most important question in all of Dark Souls, unless they want to dip into that territory, Dark Souls is over. But it's almost better for them to not dip into that territory. Because that's like the great mystery of Dark Souls, is like, what does happen in the Age of Dark? You know, it's like one of those things that it's like, you know, if you knew what happened when you died, you know? Like, if you knew in your life what would happen after you died, it would greatly influence the way that you live the rest of your life. Because then you'd have, like, any kind of confirmation of how any of that works. Or what, you know, what's real, what's not. Turmo Head, that's a player. Are you gonna be a prick? Oh, you are gonna be a prick. God damn it. You're not a nice invader. You didn't wave or anything. Get the fuck out of here. God damn it. There's a reason why Dark Souls 3, though, is the only game that I... Wow, he's trying to BM me now. He's trying to get me with, like, a really stupid weapon. Invaders in this game are so cool. Bet that he heals. Odds are that he heals. Yep. Fuck you. I hate invaders like this. You don't have to play the game by chivalry rules, but goddamn is it annoying if you don't. Especially if you're the one invading. And there he goes again. Oh, and he's back to the sword. Fuck you, man. Wasting my fucking time. I fucking hate invaders like this. Their only goal in life is just to be an asshole, and that's it. That's all they do, is just inconvenience you. And of course, I have the disadvantage here of the environment. Yep, he's still trying to BM me. Fuck you, man. Yep, there he goes. There he goes. You suck. Literally just wasting my time, and that's it. And he falls into the exact same attacks every time, too. Like, he's bad at the game, and he's wasting my time like this. How are you doing PvP like this when you are this deep in Rosaria's fingers? That sounds wrong. And I know he's not an NPC. NPCs don't behave like this. NPCs don't fight like this. They don't heal. Well, they only heal slightly. Not like this. Dude, fuck off. Now he's just spamming projectiles at me. Oh my god. Shit. Ah, oh, fuck off, man. I want this fight to be over because he's really annoying. I would love to get him off the cliff and speed this up. And now he's going for kicks. Oh my god. Fuck this guy so much. I think he's probably out of heals. He's so close. Come on, man. He's just gonna run away. What an asshole. This is the worst kind of player you can be, by the way. Literally the worst kind of player you can be. Fine. Go. Run away. Do whatever. I don't care. No idea what he's up to. But dude, do not be that fucking player. If you are gonna play Dark Souls 3, do not be him. He left! He straight up just returned home. He bailed. What a fucking asshole. All he did was waste my time and didn't even give me the satisfaction of the kill. Do not fucking be that guy. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened. About 2 years ago, Dark Souls PvP was still pretty respectable. But every time I get into PvP in Dark Souls now, it's this. I don't know what happened. There was like some mass change in the way that like people acted in online. But it used to be respectful, and now it's this. I don't know what happened, and it's so sad. This is the state of Dark Souls PvP. Ah, dude, like I had him too. Literally one hit away. And he just took advantage of the fact that like enemies don't attack invaders. Oh, I hate that so much, because it's just a waste of time, and you're not even going to give me the satisfaction of killing you. As if it matters if I killed him either, because he's invading. He wouldn't lose anything. All he loses is his dignity, which he already lost by leaving. It's so dumb. Just don't be him. And the fact that he tried to BM me too is the worst part. He was so overconfident. Like one, came in, didn't bow, didn't do any of the like usual respectful things. That like if you're gonna do like a PvP, he didn't do any of the respectful things for that. And then like one, didn't bow. Two, healed. Three, tried to BM me by switching to like a cheesy weapon. 4, projectile spammed when he was out of options. 5, ran away and disconnected when he was about to lose. Fucking pathetic, dude. Why invade if you're gonna play like that? No honor. Invading is a risk-reward system, and if you are just going to negate the risk by cheating... Which that's the other thing people do. People invade a lot and then just hack. But, like, why bother? Also, he was not good at PvP. Dude fell for the exact same shit every single time. It's only people that are... Well, it's not only. But you will primarily see if anybody's gonna do some bullshit, bad manner shit. Bad sportsmanship in PvP. And play dirty. Typically, they have a lack of skill. Just saying. Just trying to lure these enemies out away from me. Oh, this is gay baby jail. Uh-oh. Okay, I can slip out around you now. Never mind, this is proper gay baby jail. Oh, that was interesting. Okay, there we go. Well, my souls are gonna be back there now. Stuff like that is just so upsetting. It's just disappointing and sad. Honestly, I don't even care if somebody doesn't wave or somebody doesn't bow and then heals. Honestly, I don't care about those things. But when you're the invader and you do that, and then you pair that with trying to BM, that's where I have a problem with it. I don't think I have blood moss clumps against these guys. Don't think I have those. Nope. Unfortunate. We're just gonna take some bleed here. Doink. Singular Titanite shard. Oh boy. Really a great boon today. Really love these worms to get off of me. Only way to clear them, I think, is if you take fire damage or if you use, like, blood resist stuff. I think they also stop after a while. Yep, there they go. Now they're starting to fall off. You can't roll them off. No pinching and rolling with these fellas. I'm gonna try to fight this guy. I know I very well could lose my other souls in the other place if I do this, but I'm still gonna try and fight him. Man, I need more endurance. I like the way that crystal enemies kind of mimic the attack patterns of Seath, or the attack like formations of Seath. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, dude. Little peek outside the bounds. Hell yeah. That's great. You open these? No. Give it up. Can't remember what game I played recently where that was like a thing, like opening up the graves like that. I think, honestly, this right here, as we're about to go into Deacons, this spot right here might be a good place to end for tonight. I think, like, right here is a good place. So, chat, we made it pretty far for just about 4 hours of gameplay there. And also about half of that not being gameplay, because I went and got chicken nuggets. Alright, that is going to be it for tonight. The marathon will continue tomorrow around the same time, here in about 12 hours around noon. It is going to begin again. And we will go do Deacons. And hopefully we will be able to beat the entire game tomorrow. But we may, maybe, may not. It'll be difficult to say. I may start early depending on what time I wake up. But let's see. Alright. I will see you then. Have a good night. Bye-bye.